Every now and then, I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized with what is life's final common denominator. That's something that we call death. We all think about it, and every now and then I think about my own death, and I think about my own funeral, and I don't think of it in a morbid sense. Every now and then I ask myself, what is it that I would want said? And I leave the word to you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. Every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I'd like somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like for somebody to say that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try to feed the hungry. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. I want you to say on that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to say that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for righteousness. And all of the other shallow things will not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. But I just want to leave a committed life behind. And that's all I want to say. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word of song.
Did you make him put out his intentions? No. You don't never question Rizzo. And Rizzo is questionable. That man ain't told the truth since he got in office. That man ain't been agreeable since he got the name of mayor. We're saying it's about time that y'all start putting the truth. Don't question the person that's telling the truth. Question the person that's telling the lie. We're saying we ain't talking about hurting nobody's religion. We ain't talking about killing off nobody's religion. Rizzo is talking about religion persecution. He's talking about putting us in a gas oven. He's talking about killing our babies, genocide like they did the Indians, like they did the Jews. We're saying it's about time that the news media start questioning Rizzo's record. Say he's the one using an excuse to slaughter off a whole black family, not moving.
Right. This organization, healthy babies, strong babies, and Rizzo's trying to tell the people that we sick, that we unhealthy. He's trying to win the opinion of the people so he can come in here and kill us. And people be saying, yeah, that's right, Moon needed to be killed because they was diseased. Moon needed to be killed because they ain't take a bath, which is a goddamn lie, because it don't matter how you look, how you dress, because if you right and you talk about being clean, your appearance don't matter. Because you saying you got Rizzo that wears Brooke Brothers suit, all kinds of nice bonds, nice pat leather suits. I'm saying he's the nastiest motherfucker on the face of this earth. They ain't gotta have on no clean clothes to be clean. What Move is saying is any time that you will allow a man to sit there and lie to you, embezzle from you, because he's all dressed up and all fashionable, then you're making a big mistake. I'm saying people look at us because our hair is uncombed and because we dress like this, they'll turn the fuck off. They don't want to live next to us, but they'll turn the fuck around and live right next to a motherfucker like Rizzo. That's our children.
Sometimes a night funeral going by carries home a cool bop daddy. Hearse and flowers guarantee he'll never hype another patty. It's hard to believe, but dead in there, he'll never lay a hype nowhere. He's my ace boy, gone away. Wake up and live, he used to say. Squares who couldn't dig him, plant him now. out where it makes no diff nohow. I play it cool and dig all jive. That's the reason I stay alive. My motto as I live and learn is dig and be dug in return.
I might be old enough to know better, but I'm not old enough to do better, said Simple. Listen, I will say you a toast I made up the last time somebody told me just what you're saying now about doing better. You want to hear it? Well, whether you do or not, I'm going to say it. Here goes. Listen fluently. When I get to be 91 and my running days is done, then I will do better. When I get to be 92 and just can't do, I'll do better. When I get to be 93, if the women's don't love me, well, then I must do better. When I get to be 94 and can't jive no more, I'll have to do better. When I get to be 95, more dead than alive, it'll be necessary to do better. When I get to be 96, if I don't know no more tricks, I reckon I'll do better. When I get to be 97, on my way to heaven, I'll try and do better. When I get to be 98 and see St. Peter at the gate, I know I'll do better. And when I get to be 99, remembering life were fine, then I'll do better. But even when I'm 101, if I'm still having fun, I'll start all over again, just like I begun. Because what could be better? I'm asking you, what could be better?
Slim in hell. Slim Greer went to heaven. St. Peter said, Slim, you've been a right good boy, and he winked at him. You've been a traveling rascal in your day. You can roam once more, then you comes to stay. Put these wings on your shoulders and save your feet. Slim grin, and he speak up, thank you, Pete. Then Peter say, go to hell and see all that is doing and report to me. Be sure to remember how everything go. Slim say, I be seeing you on the late watch, Bo. Slim got to cavortin' swell as you choose, like Lindy in the spirit of St. Louis blues. He flew and he flew till at last he hit a hangar with the sign reading, this is it. Then he parked his wings and strolled around, getting used to his feet on the solid ground. Big bloodhound come a-roaring like Niagara Falls, sicked on by white devils in overhauls. Now Slim warn't scared, cross my heart it's a fact, and the dog went on obeying some po' devil's track. Then Slim saw a mansion and walked right in. The devil looked up with a sickly grin. Certainly didn't look for you, Mr. Greer. How it happen you comes to visit here? Slim say, oh, just thought I'd drop by a spell. Feel at home, sir, and here's the keys to hell. Then he took Slim around and showed him people raising hell as high as the first church steeple. Lots of folks fighting at the roulette wheel, like old Rampart Street or leastwise Beale. Showed him bawdy houses and cabarets. Slim thought of New Orleans and Memphis days. Each devil was busy with a devilish broad, and Slim cried, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lord. Took him in a room where Slim seed a preacher with a brown skin on each knee. Showed him giant stills going everywhere, with a passel of devils stretched dead drunk there. Then he took him to the furnace that some devils was firing, hot as hell, and Slim started a mean perspiring. White devils with pitchforks threw black devils on. Slim thought he'd better be getting along. And he say, this makes me think of home, Vicksburg, Little Rock, Jackson, Waco, and Rome. Then the devil gave Slim the big ha-ha and turned into a cracker with a sheriff's star. Slim ran for his wings, lit out from the ground, hauled it back to St. Peter, safety bound. St. Peter said, well, you got back quick. How's the devil? And what's his latest trick? And Slim say, Peter, I really can't tell. The place was Dixie that I took for hell. Then Peter say, you must be crazy, I vow. Where in hell d'you think hell was, anyhow? Get on back to the earth, 'cause I got to fear you's a little too dumb for to stay up here.
Malcolm, this is your first public statement in that 90-day period, is it not?
First time I opened up my mouth in 90 days. That's why I'm talking so fast and so hearty.
You feel, however, that we're making progress in this country and worldwide?
No. I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
Gather out of stardust, earth dust, cloud dust, and splinters of hail, one handful of dream dust, not for sale. It's not enough to mourn and not enough to pray. Sackcloth and ashes anyhow, save for another day. The Lord God himself would hardly desire that men be burned to death and bless the fire. Send for the Pied Piper and let him pipe the rats away. Send for Robin Hood to clinch the anti-poverty campaign. Send for the fairy queen with a wave of the wand to make us all into princes and princesses. Send for King Arthur to bring the Holy Grail. Send for old man Moses to lay down the law. Send for Jesus to preach the Sermon on the Mount. Send for Dreyfus to cry, J'accuse. Send for dead blind Lemon to sing the B-flat blues. Send for Robespierre to scream, Ça ira, ça ira, ça ira. Send, God forbid he's not dead long enough, for Lumumba to cry, freedom now. Send for Lafayette and tell him, help, help me. Send for Denmark Vesey crying free, for Stinky saying, run a new flag up the mast. For old John Brown, who knew slavery couldn't last. Send for Lenin. Don't you dare, he can't come here. Send for Trotsky. What? Don't confuse the issue, please. Send for Uncle Tom on his mighty knees. Send for Lincoln. Send for Grant. Send for Frederick Douglass, Garrison, Beecher, Lowell. Send for Harriet Tubman, old Sojourner Truth. Send for Marcus Garvey. What? Sufi. Who? Father Divine. Where? Du Bois. When? Malcolm. Oh, send for Stokely. No? Then send for Adam Powell on a non-subpoena day. Send for the Pied Piper to pipe our rats away. And if nobody comes, send for me. I've been scarred and battered, my hopes the wind done scattered. Snow has frizzed me, sun has baked me. Looks like between 'em they done tried to make me stop laughing, stop loving, stop living. But I don't care, I'm still here.
Christ is a nigger, beaten and black, oh, bear your back. Mary is his mother, mammy of the South, silence your mouth. God is his father, white master above, grant him your love. Most holy bastard of the bleeding mouth, nigger Christ on the cross of the South. I, too, sing America. I'm the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Beautiful I am, and be ashamed. I, too, am America.
My old mule, he's got a grin on his face. He's been a mule so long, he's forgot about his race. I'm like that old mule, black, and don't give a damn. You got to take me like I am.
Night of the 2 moons and the 17 stars. Night of the day before yesterday and the day after tomorrow. Night of the 4 songs unsung. Sorrow, 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 sorrow.
I could tell you if I wanted to what makes me what I am. But I don't really want to, and you don't give a damn.
This next one is a killer, said Simple. This is a serious one. Out there on that beach, I got to thinking about how if I didn't have to write Jim Crow, I might go down home for my vacation. And I looked around out yonder at Orchard Beach, and almost everybody on the beach besides me and Joyce was speaking Italian or German or Yiddish or Spanish or Puerto Rican or something. Everything but English. So I got to thinking about how any one of them people could visit my home state down south and ride anywhere they want to on the trains except me. That's when I wrote this poem, which I will now read to you. Listen. I wonder how it can be that Greeks, Germans, Jews, Italians, Mexicans, and everybody but me down south can ride in the trains and streetcars and buses without any fusses. But when I come along, me, American as I can be, they got a sign up for me to ride behind, colored. My folks and my folks' folkses and their folkses before have been here 300 years or more. Yet any foreigner from Polish to Dutch rides anywhere he wants to on the train, and he's not subject to such treatments as my fellow men give me in this land of the free. Dixie, you ought to get wise and be civilized. Take down that colored sign for me to ride behind. And then I sign my name, Jesse B. Simple. How do you like that one? Did you write that yourself, or did Joyce help you? Every word of it I writ myself, said Simple. Joyce wanted me to change folkses and say peoples, but I didn't have an eraser. It would have been longer, too, but Joyce made me stop and go with her to get some hot dogs. That poem's long enough, I said. Not as long as Jim Crow, said Simple.
Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. Just like the white man in America brought about freedom for himself by letting the people who oppressed him and colonized him know that he was willing to pay the price. And until the American Negro lets the white man know that we are really ready and willing to pay the price that is necessary for freedom, our people will always be walking around here second-class citizens, or what you call 20th century slaves.
What price are you talking about, sir?
The price of freedom is death.
$30,000, monsieur. 1,000 thanks for that. Oh, shame. How many times have I told you not to be frightened? Have I not told you? God, look, after all these children.
Get on board, the little children, get on board, the little children, get on board, the little children, there's room for many more. The gospel trains are coming, I hear it just at hand. I hear the car wheels rumbling and rolling through the land. Oh, get on board, the little children, get on board, the little children, get on board, the little children, there's room for many more. I hear the train a-comin', she's comin' round the curve. She's loosened all her steam and brakes and straining every nerve. Oh, get on board, a little children, get on board, a little children, get on board, a little children, there's room for many a more. The fare is cheap and all can go, the rich and the poor are there. No second class aboard this train, no difference in the fare. Oh, get on board, a little children, get on board, little children, get on board, little children, there's room for many a more. Oh, get on board, little children, get on board, little children, get on board, little children, there's room for many a more.
You say I okayed long distance? Okayed it when? My goodness, Central, that was then. I'm mad and disgusted with that man now. I don't pay no reverse charges nohow. You say I will pay it, else you'll take out my phone? You better let my phone alone. I didn't ask him to telephone me. Roscoe knows darn well long distance ain't free. If I ever catch him, Lord have pity, calling me up from Kansas City just to tell me he loves me. Why'd he tell me something I don't know? For instance, what can them other girls do that Alberta K. Johnson can do? And more, too? What's that, Central? You say you don't care nothing about my private affair? Well, even less about your phone bill as I care. Yeah. You say I gave my okay? Well, that okay you may keep, but I sure ain't gonna pay.
I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful we are and be ashamed. I too am America. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh.